known as Burma, opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi warned that this weekend's election would not be free and fair and said problems, including intimidation, had been found.
While we recognize that even in well-established democracies, there are irregularities and misdemeanors when elections take place, what have been happening in this country are really beyond what is acceptable for a democratic election. Still, we are determined to go forward because we think that this is what our people want.
Sound from Telegraph TV. Suu Kyi, who spent most of the past 2 decades under house arrest, is running for one of the 45 seats open in the country's parliament. But concerns persist about human rights, continuing detention of political prisoners, and a crackdown on the country's ethnic groups. For more, we're joined by Aung Zaw, editor with Irrawaddy magazine. He joins us from northern Thailand, and he just returned from Burma ahead of Sunday's vote. Welcome to FSRN.
Thank you.
The election this weekend is coming after some signs of reforms, but there are still concerns about political restrictions in Burma. What are you hearing from the Burmese community about this Sunday's election? Is there a sense of hope, of optimism, or is there some skepticism?
I think the feelings make both optimism and skeptical Burmese inside the country. And because there are a lot of reports about irregularities and trans voting and possibility of vote rigging and trying to fix the outcome of this by-election. So I think there has been a mixed feeling.
As we heard, Aung San Suu Kyi has noted that this election noted irregularities and said that the election is not going to be fair. What about the issue of access to polls? One campaign director for the National League for Democracy told your magazine, Irrawaddy, that one eastern Rangoon district, there were almost 500 voters that had yet to be added to the list. There were some other irregularities. Is this a concern for ahead of the voting?
There are, I think, a very deep concern about the irregularities and also reports of dead people on the voting list and those underage people and those are eligible to vote are not actually on the list. So there are a lot of cases that need to be, I think, follow up.
And Aung Zaw, a final question. The practical effect of this election, there are only 45 seats in the parliament up for a vote. So even if the NLD did win many of those seats, the power in parliament would still be largely in the hands of the military and the government.
That's right. That makes a lot of people very, very skeptical. You know, it's very small. So I think it is a win-win situation for government.
Well, a win-win situation for the government, as you say, as long as opposition leader Suu Kyi is there, perhaps also a moment of hope for others. Aung Zaw is the editor with Irrawaddy magazine. He joined us from northern Thailand to discuss the upcoming elections this weekend in Burma. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.